Hey, I'm Iris. I assume most of you already know me, and if you don't, then subscribe. Today I'm talking about my sexuality. Lately there has been some confusion on my channel, and I'm just trying to kind of set it straight and just clarify like what is actually my identity. So I'm defining myself rather than other people assuming things about my identity based on my content. I identify as queer. There's been some confusion with like, is she gay? Like gay? I'm queer gay, you know? I've made some videos that are like, I talk about girls because I like girls, which by the way, this is not new information. I posted a video like that in the summer, so if you were surprised by my Monday video, like you should not have been, okay? Go watch some, like what, like this is not new information. Talking about my label is new information, so let's talk about it. I identify as queer, like I said a second ago, and what that means to me is a whole lot of things that's really ambiguous, and that's why I use that label. I used the label bi for a really long time. I got my first crush on a girl in freshman year of high school. I had no idea before that, and then I got a crush on a girl and I was like, oh my god, I'm bi. And I used bi to describe myself for 3 years, I think. And the reason I chose to move away from that is because I think that in my use of the label bi, like a lot of the things that are really specific to my experience were kind of lost, and I thought that it didn't actually define me well. I think it defined me in a way that wasn't necessarily correct, because when I say bi, like people kind of already know what that means. There are a couple like main definitions for bi that people like go between, so like people have a general idea of what that means, but there were some like really like specific things to me about my sexuality that I felt like couldn't be expressed with that label, so I chose to stop using it and use the label queer instead, because I was more comfortable with it. Because when you say queer, people are like, what does that even mean? They have no like preconceived idea of what your identity is, besides like not straight. So that has been really helpful in letting me define on like an individual basis what my sexuality is, expressing that I am not straight without having to really go into detail or like feeling the need to like talk about it a lot unless someone asks, and then I can like go into whatever comfort level detail I am comfortable with the person, you know. So queer is a pretty ambiguous word. That's why I like it a lot, because my sexuality is pretty fluid, kind of changes up a lot. Sometimes I am not attracted to men at all, and sometimes I really am. Also, I feel like there's a little bit of a divide between my romantic attraction and my sexual attraction. So romantically, I'm kind of like into everybody. I love everyone, but I tend to be kind of a platonic lover, like platonic romantic, where I just like love being affectionate and love like caring about people a lot. But I'm not like really like a sexual person, and I'm not ace, but I am kind of demisexual in that way, where it's like most of the time I like really need to have an emotional connection with someone to even like be like wanting to be sexual, you know. I'm not really like motivated by sex, and because of that, it's led to me having conversations with people that like I end up having to explain like, okay, like I might not want to be sexually intimate with you, do you want to be with me still? Because that's kind of an important conversation to have, which is a hard conversation to have, because I feel like I'll be letting someone down, especially in relationships with men. I've felt sometimes a little bit more like guilty in relationships with men. I feel like I'm letting them down, or I feel like I'm not being fully honest with them, and I'm trying to be more open and honest with the people that I'm intimate with. I had a terrible experience in the fall with a boy. Terrible experience. I expressed like not wanting to have sex with him, and he just kept asking, and I expressed things about my sexuality that like were very like specific at the time, especially relating to me being kind of more into women sexually than men, and he used it against me in an intimate setting. So that was terrible. Even just like on the platonic side, like clearly platonic, I love being affectionate with people, and that leads to some confusion for me and for other people about my signal. I send mixed signals everywhere because I don't even know what I want, you know? Queer for me as a label. Like, I kind of have an abstract idea of what's going on, but it changes, and it's kind of a big question mark a lot of the time. And so it's hard for me to define what I am when I don't even know that. And I kind of gave up on defining it because it was so ambiguous for so long that I was like, okay, this is just the way that I am. So this is my kind of attempt to define that. Should I talk about some of my queer background? I don't know if I ever mentioned this, but I was the president of my high school's Queer Spectrum Alliance. I was vice president one year and a co-president the next year, but the year I was vice president, I was kind of acting as president. And that was like kind of pivotal for me in kind of embracing my sexuality. Leave comments if you have questions for me, either about my experience, I might answer, or just like tell me about your experience. Okay. I'm gonna wrap it up for today because this is an intense topic. This is serious business. Yeah, that's all. Okay, I'm trying to think about songs about girls I've written. Oh. You're not my girlfriend. You never were. I'm nothing special. What's without words? You're hurting me, oh. You're hurting me, oh. Stu. Yeah, I have to post that song on my channel. Peace out. Love you. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe. Yeah, okay. Bye. I hope you liked this. Hope it was, I hope it added to your day in some way. Okay. Bye. I used to do that all the time. Oh my god. Bye. Okay, we're ending the video. We're ending it.